multiple things can be true at the same time. These 2012 figures from NECA, absolutely stunning. While at the same time, they're riddled with bad QC, poorly made, kinda rickety and shoddy, and a horrible mechanical experience. NECA has never improved that. Yet the visual accuracy NECA is able to pull off is nothing less than incredible. But that doesn't matter if your figure's missing pieces. You may even be missing your whole order depending where you got it from, while others of us have a pile of figures. People don't seem to like the alternate head sculpt on Leonardo, but I gotta tell you, I really don't see the problem.
So how are they as action figures? They're everything you would expect a NECA figure to be, warts and all. So we have Mikey here. He's the one I famously had the most issues with. I had to boil the shit out of this Mikey. You can kind of see there's that NECA sound, but this shoulder was so locked up. I had to boil the hell out of it. Then I had to rip the shoulder out of the body and specifically just boil the shoulder so I could get it loose enough and put enough force on it to work it free. But other than that, like, you get the standard kind of NECA creakiness. They have like a weird thing here where like the plastron, it comes down, and not all turtles, they don't all hang down the same way. Like Leo has like a less of a gap. Mikey seems to have like the most. Donnie, I think, has the least because his is just like right there, you know, so there's not as much there. But that's what's restricting the legs. So you can get pretty good like up motion, but you can see Mikey, that plastron, is just immediately in the way. I don't know if mine is like glued down too low, what's going on, but it's fucking annoying. Otherwise though, it's double jointed. That's pretty cool. Mikey has these spindly, like when NECA figures get too loose and spindly, you get joints like this where they're just like loosey-goosey. I'm afraid of breaking it. But, you know, like double jointed, no pins, that's cool. The feet are pretty interesting. You can do like the swivels, you can do like different like stances and stuff. So like I don't have a problem with the articulation. What the fuck did I do? I don't have a problem with the articulation. It's just very solidly NECA. And people are going to get on me like, oh, before you even touch it, you should boil it. You should boil it. No, we shouldn't expect that. We shouldn't tolerate that from a company. We should have mechanically good, smooth figures. You shouldn't have to boil the shit out of them to get them working. So your experience, it'll differ because it's with NECA. They paint the joints. You can see on the knees here, they paint the joints and so they just get stuck and gummed up. The thicker the figure is, the better it works. But you're going to be running into that. So be mindful, be aware. You're not getting a good mechanically sound figure. Right? That's just not what they make. When you get to Shredder, this figure, again, super cool. He has some very stuck joints here, too. He's like a big, tall figure. I like how he's taller than the turtles. I like the size comparisons. That's pretty cool. I've made some fun videos of them battling it out.
You are nothing to me.
But he has all this shit in the way. I do need to boil this arm because this double joint here is stuck as hell. And I'm tired of fucking NECA figures where the joints are all fucking stuck up with paint. Like, fix your shit. It's been years and years, and people now, if you don't boil a NECA figure, oh, you have to boil it. It's a piece of shit. Like, okay, cool. Maybe I want like a figure that mechanically isn't ass after years and years. Like, figure that shit out, right? So, like, in terms of the articulation, it's stiff, it's wooden. If you want to get, like, the double joints, you're going to need to work it and mess around, and hopefully you don't break it. But it's cool. He has a wired cape, which is interestingly wired only on the collar. The bottom of the cape, it's just kind of flimsy fabric, whatever. But the cape, it hooks around the plastron. Not the plastron, the shoulder. The pauldron is the word I was searching for. And so you'll easily be able to like swap it out with like a better cape if you want to. But it's interesting that they gave you this little option. Like, I like that. So mechanically, in terms of like an actual posing action figure, he has kind of a little bit of ab crunch, but it's immediately limited. So NECA, they're focusing on just the looks, which admittedly they nailed. They nailed all the looks. I freaking love them. But when you're swapping that Donnie head, which is very expressive, it's just super freaking tight.
Don't worry, I haven't broken him yet, but get used to that kind of ungodly sound when you're swapping different parts, swapping the heads. That's the kind of mechanics, the kind of difficulty and stress you're in for with NECA. That's why people boil the shit out of them. Where NECA does excel are some stellar accessories, so let's check those out.
Leo comes with some pretty cool stuff. Not an extra head sculpt in my case. As you can see, it's sealed in there with nothing. You do get plenty of these goddamn ties. I'm so sick of these fucking ties. I have so many. You do get the cool, like, blaster arm weapon, which is like the Krang Invasion episodes. That's super sick. He comes with extra hands compared to, I believe, Raph or Donnie, where he gets kind of like a cool, like, hang loose, kind of funner hands, because Leo is actually a fun turtle. You get the standard cool turtle comm, not a face on it, but whatever. You get a cool piece of pizza, again, standard. You get the smoke bomb, pretty cool, pretty standard. And then you get these kind of expressy hands, and then he gets 2 fists, a little kind of shoddily painted, but pretty dope. I love they got like the speckles on the skin, which is really nice. Not having the alternate head, it kind of hurts. It kind of stings. I can't do a proper meditating thing. It just looks weird without a head.
Luckily, Leo's the only figure missing accessories, so we can check out all of Donnie.
The first thing with Donnie is this bow staff holder thingy. You'll see why I scraped mine thinner this peg, because getting it in this hole in the back is hard enough, but getting it to stick there, kind of impossible. I think it's just too thick for the peg, too sproingy boingy, it keeps popping out, but if you shave it down a bit, just trim it on the sides, adjust the fit, go real slow, for me, it kind of works very nicely, but it's still kind of a pain. The bow staff is nicely done, all painted with the wrap. It has the Naginata attachment, all bladed. Here's where you want to be really careful, though. It pops out like that, and I've seen a lot of people breaking it, so be super careful. Heat it up to hell if you need to. But yeah, look at that. That's some peak Donnie action. I love that the 2012 series did that. But yeah, for mine, it's just so fucking tight. When I put it in there, I kind of leave it in that mode. But it does slip into the holster pretty nicely, nice and easy. There's a lot of cool give to it. But again, that thing is just popping out all the time. He does come with Dr. Cluckingsworth. Look at that little buddy. The brains of the operation. Along with that, you get his little, what is this? This is to detect the stray ooze canisters. A little spindly on the egg beater part, but that's so freaking cool. He has his, shop welding, magnifying microscope glasses. Very well done, very nice. Standard pizza. His hand's a little bit different. He has kind of more, like, grabbier hands. I think this is so you can put in, you can kind of wedge in a little bit, but again, you want to be real careful. I don't know. It kind of fits in there. Not super great. You're more probably going to use the other hands, but he has these cool, like, number 1, Saturday Night Fever Donnie.
I just love this head sculpt. The eyes are so expressive. It's so fantastic. We definitely need more expressions, but this figure really solid the options we got. Raphael is really cool, but I don't like this head sculpt. Of course, he's the angry one, but how can you be angry with Chompy? Look at this little guy. He's the star of the show. This little buddy is so freaking cute. They captured him perfectly, so well detailed. His little, like, shell horn things, his cutie little face and his tongue. Come on. 10 out of 10. The Wide Eyes head sculpt is great. It works for anger. It works for fear, like when he's freaking out over Spyro. I hope this means we're getting a full Terminator, by the way. Mikey is really stellar. His Hang 10 Surfer Bro vibes really help him achieve Dr. Max Chill status with Ice Cream Kitty, who obviously is the star of the show. What a time to be alive. A little Ice Cream Kitty buddy figure. This thing is incredible. I'm so glad NECA went there. So much fun. Ice Cream Kitty for life. If you can't handle the outrageous cuteness, just go ahead, pop that head off, and Mikey has a really stellar head. God. The bandana's twirl, by the way. But yeah, look at that angry Mikey. Now he's ready, full-on ninja mode. He means business. And he has some chucks to back him up. So, the chucks, very interestingly, all of them come apart, which is really cool,
but it can also be a huge pain in the ass. I've seen some people break this little tab, so be super freaking careful. Both chucks are that way, including this. I forget what this is called, but what is it, like a Kusari Gama? I don't know. You get like a full chain, and it comes off there. So if you want just like a ridiculously long like chuck, you can do that. I guess that's cool for posing. That's freaking wild. That's freaking cool. But of course, it's meant to do a little of this freaking action. That's nutty. So you can whip up all kinds of cool poses. They seem to love Mikey the best. I'm not going to lie. All around, the most solid kit loadout, I think. Though he has given me, obviously, the most problems mechanically. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but he was the worst. You can see, yep, that tight little knee. But gosh dang, you just gotta love a good Mikey. Look at him going full Last Ronin for Ice Cream Kitty protection. The Shredder figure, lighter on the accessories, but pretty good.
The item known as an accessory depicting that which is known as the Krang is manufactured to a standard which we call incredible. Nevertheless, a choice which is known as the decision to render the legs in the shape known as the bent shape causes the emotion known as frustration, as it limits that which is called useful.
He does come with his full bevy of claws. Now, I know this big main claw technically only, like, slides out when he's really getting gnarly, but I like to have it in there the whole time. You can see there's just, like, holes in the gauntlet that you can put in there. Not too bad, not too shabby. I haven't had any issues with them, like, falling out or nothing, so it's pretty cool. Technically, like, he shouldn't have this one out all the time, and you can have him hold it, but his grip hand isn't super great, so I prefer just having him full-on gauntleted crazy mode. I think that's what looks the best. Kind of a clever idea to make them removable. I mean, I know that's how it is in the show, but functionally, it's quite nice. What is removable as well is the Kuro Kabuto. It gets stuck on there sometimes. Very well detailed, very iconic. Maybe it would have been cooler if they painted the inside black, but I get it. And so then you get a look at his two Walton Goggins style faces. Yeah, I know Goggins played the Ghoul, but I think even outside of that, there's something Goggins there. But what a gruesome, crazy face. You get the teethy face, and then the more angry closed mouth face. But I think otherwise, what are they, exactly the same? Maybe this one is actually even more gruesome, right?
I've made my issues with NECA and these figures very well known, but you can't deny when you have them all together, they make a great set. They're super fun. You have like Shredder. He sweeps Mikey's leg, right? Mikey goes down. He goes for a kick to Raph, and then it's in Raph's chest, okay? And then he does like a bow flip with Donnie. Donnie's on the ground. Chiropractor needed. Leo, he goes for a flying cha-ching thing, knocks off the helmet, but Shredder's like, nope, sliding floor kick. Bam. He walks off into the distance. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. You want to do like a crappy stop motion? You put it together faster. Look at that. It almost works. Should I do more frames? Hell no, I don't got the time for that, but you want to. It's just awesome to have these turtles all together. They're little buddies. I do wish, obviously, my Leo came with the alt head, right? Like, that would be sweet, but I like the alt heads. Like, Mikey's good. Raph might even be growing on me. Donnie, super solid, super rad. Like, these figures, they're definitely worth it. Know what you're getting into with NECA, but god damn. If you're a fan of the 2012 show, these are obviously a home run. You're going to have so many options, so much fun recreating different scenes. I will say, though, it's a bit of a crime Mikey doesn't come with spinny chuck effects. The chain chucks are nice, but you can only do so much with regular chucks. I threw in some Mezco effects here, and you can see it just transforms the figure. Donnie, a cool swooshy bow staff twirly effect, that would be cool. But a stick, you can still get a lot of cool range out of. Raphael as well, you don't need effects, but it sure would help a ton. I think that's one thing toy makers could really step up. Really incredible effects on the turtles, like they did with Joy Toy. Joy Toy nailed it. I love the boxes, a nice side mural art, inbox collectors, going nuts, cool display. It's weird though that they went 1 through 4 on the turtles and then had Shredder at 6, skipped the foot soldiers at 5. I guess you can release it any order, but it's odd. Just make Shredder 5. The colors pop though. And let's face it, this right here is why NECA gets away with not improving the mechanics on their figures. They look so freaking good. They're leaping out of the TV show. I truly don't understand how NECA bungled the release as much as they have by doing their pre-orders first, letting Walmart have pre-orders, shipping Walmart orders, messing it up all in between, splitting their own orders up, but at least as of today, it looks like they're shipping out the rest of the turtles. So the folks who ordered from NECA, you'll finally be able to get your figures.
Hopefully, you don't have any crazy issues like a Leo missing a head or overly stuck joints. But again, be careful, know what you're getting into, boil those figures up. Sadly, that's what you got to do with NECA figures. I don't show it in my videos. I like to show you the actual real problems because I want you to know exactly what to expect. I don't like to sugarcoat it and make the product seem better than it is. Thank you, as always, for watching. Let me know who your favorite buddy is and why it's Ice Cream Kitty.